Welcome back, makers. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. I am so excited to see you in the month of March. March is just such a fun month for me. I don't know, the St. Patrick's Day, Mardi Gras vibes. I don't know. I'm just into that, and know that I love St. Patrick's season and the month of March. Of course, living in El Paso, y'all, these winds are brutal. These winds are brutal, and we are definitely feeling it. So once again, makers, I am excited to bring you a new tumbler that I'm going to be creating using some new PDB glitters that I just got in for the recent PDB creative pipe for last month. I am so excited to be creating with these glitters. Y'all, like I said, this tumbler is giving me all the vibes. It's giving me all the vibes. So if you like this type of content and you enjoy creating tumblers as much as I do, please stick around. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. And at the end of this video, if you love this video, once again, give it a thumbs up. Just give it a thumbs up. Show me some love. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. I think that is enough for me. Let's get into it. Let's go. All right, makers, let's go ahead and get this tumbler started. So I'm starting with a fully prepped and sanded regular tumbler from, I think it's from Stainless Steel Depot. Once again, I will have that link below. So the glitters that we're going to be using is Golden Rule by PDB and Trusted Fun by PDB as well. This was two of the colors in the latest glitter pack. So I went ahead and just spray painted it in metallic gold just to save time off camera. All right, so let's get into it. So in Design Space, I just went ahead and cut some permanent vinyl. This is 651. It's about 11 inches long by 0.5 for the width of these. So what we're gonna do is, depending on the design, I want this to be kind of halfway. So I'm just gonna take these stripes. I want the striping detail to be at the bottom. I'm gonna start at the bottom and I'm gonna go up to this line and I'm gonna apply all of these stripes around the bottom portion and then we'll get into the top portion. So I'm gonna take you guys along with me while I do a time lapse with that. All right, makers, so we have all of our stripes applied down to the bottom portion. So one thing I did want to note, when you get to the end, when you're applying striping, just kind of pinch it right here and it'll allow you to easily pull those vinyl away when you're ready to pull it away, okay? So now let's get into the glittering process. So makers, I lost the clip that I explained where I'll be removing every other stripe to use the epoxy method. However, but here you see me using the epoxy method, which we'll be using to apply the glitter. All right, makers, so I did take my time to make sure I was applying the epoxy to all of the open areas. So one tip, I just rubbed my finger back and forth just to ensure that I was getting up to those tape lines. So when I removed the vinyl, I got a nice sharp tape line. So let's get ready to apply this beautiful glitter. I'm really excited to use this glitter, so. All right, you guys, so let's apply this glitter, all of them, to the open areas. All right, makers, so I don't know if you can see from the time lapse, I did kind of roll my tumbler in the glitter because I just wanted to make sure everything was nice and covered. So there is where the tape lines come into play. When you're pinching those little edges, you can go back and remove that easily. So right now I have some parchment paper down. We're just gonna roll our tumbler in it since this is kind of a semi-chunky. So we're just gonna roll it and flatten it. So press and roll. You want this glitter to be nice and flat. All right, so now that we have everything rolled, we are going to remove our tape. And y'all, this is what we left with. Beautiful, clean, crisp lines. All right, so another thing I like to do after when I do lines like this is to roll my tumbler again, because I don't know if you can see there's a, I mean, once you remove that tape, you still have these little jagged edges that kind of came up with the epoxy a little bit. So you want to make sure those edges are smooth as well. So we have the tape removed. So we're just going to do the same process. Just roll it again. This time you want to be extra careful. All right, so now all of the lines are flat because we use the epoxy method, so everything is nice and crisp and flat. So since I don't know if I mentioned, I did use Mr. Nola's Speed Dry Epoxy, the quick set one, to apply the glitter. So I am going to let this dry a couple hours and then we'll be back to apply our second glitter color. All right, makers, so here we are. So once again, to save time, I went ahead and taped off the gold portions. And to tape off the gold portions at the bottom, I just pretty much just used the same striping that I made on the design space out of the vinyl to do the to tape off the gold portion here as well. So you guys, I cannot find my words today for some reason. All right, so now we are ready to apply the green glitter. So as noted, I did apply green glitter to the open sections, and we're going to be using the UV resin to apply the green glitter with that. So you guys know I am a fan of using UV resin for small portions, and it's going to work out great. So what we're going to do is use our UV resin by Culture DIY, and the glitter we're going to be using is Trust Fund by Pety. So I'm going to take you guys along with me as I apply UV resin to all of the open portions, and then I am going to apply the glitter. All right, so you guys sit back and enjoy. Baby, I've been waiting for a lifetime. Just keep on fading in all these photos, caught in the memories and captured in the highlights. Just keep on wasting. Glass after glass, I keep hoping you'll come around. Art makers, one thing to note when you're using the UV resin, make sure that you are going back over your sections and that you don't have any clumps of UV resin, like, you know, pooling somewhere, because when you cure that, you're going to be left with a big old hump in your glitter. So you don't want that. So here you see me just going back over these sections and making sure I smooth everything out with this brush, and making sure I don't have any areas where the resin is pooling and looking too blobby. Okay. All right, so let's get ready to apply our glitter to those sections. All right, so since we have everything all covered up with our tape, we can kind of go crazy with it. So let's apply the glitter to all of these sections. All right, y'all, so I did have to just go crazy with the green glitter because I really couldn't see where the epoxy was, but that's okay because I have the tape pulls here. So what we're gonna do before we cure this is just roll everything to make it flat. So roll and press. All right, so before we cure this, we're gonna have to remove this tape because we don't want to cure it with the tape on here. Y'all, look how sharp those lines are. What? So pretty. Just check out how sharp those lines are, y'all. So I know everyone has their own method of, every tumbler maker has their own method of like taping off section. I mean, you know, using different glitter colors and all of that. But y'all, I am messy when it comes to applying glitter, so I'd rather be on the safe side and just tape everything up than get my glitter colors all mixed up. So this is just my method. I tape everything off. And of course I did let this dry like overnight and then sealed it, so that allows me to tape everything off and then not worry about pulling up my old glitter per se. Y'all look at that. Look at that. All right, so once again, before we cure it, we're gonna roll it again. All right, so we're going to use our UV light, and y'all, I ordered me a new tumbler turner thingy. I mean, a new UV light. So when I get that set up, I'll do a demonstration as to how I'm gonna work with that. So basically, I'm just gonna take this UV light. I'm gonna take you guys along with me. I'm gonna spin the turner as I hold it, and we're gonna cure it. All right, makers, so off camera, I did put this on my turner and just go over the cup a couple of rotations just to ensure that it was nice and cured, because my arm was starting to hurt, but I got a plan for that in the future. All right, so now you guys, this glitter, it's on there. It is not going anywhere. It is not going anywhere. So I'm just gonna let this finish curing. I may, put it on the turner again and give it a couple more rotations just to ensure everything is nice and set. I am going to seal this with 2 times matte clear when it cures and add 2 thin coats of epoxy. But y'all, look at those lines. We are looking great so far. All right, makers, so now that we have a nice coat of epoxy, everything is nice and smooth. I did go ahead and sand the top and the bottom rim, so now we're good to go. Y'all, I'm using my new tumbler holder by Cami Page Boutique. Y'all, look how little and cute it is. It's so cute. I will definitely have this link below, so I am just really loving how cute it is and how little it is on my desk. All right, so let's get into designing this tumbler. Once again, I cut out some striped lines using Design Space. I will try to link the dimensions as to how I cut these out, but this is going to be the inset or whatever, and this is going to be on top. And y'all, I got this really cute decal from PDB Glitter, the latest glitter pike, and y'all, it's so cute, so I decided to use it for this tumbler. It's just the right color. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you guys along with me. It's going to take me a while. I'm going to apply my striping detail. I'm going to do the black on the bottom and the inset with the gold. I just thought that would just really bounce and complement this decal. So let's go ahead and get that started. You guys sit back and enjoy. All right, y'all, I just had to pop in while I was doing this time lapse. Look how easy this tumbler holder allows me to do my lines. I mean, it's just allowing me just to spin the tumbler, and I can just spin it while I'm placing my lines down. Y'all, it is so, so nice. So I just wanted to pop in and just point out that little detail because it's just so rigid, and the tumbler just slides on it perfectly. All right, so you guys, so I'm gonna continue putting my stripe detail all the way around these lines. Art makers, I don't know if y'all can see from the time lapse, it did take me a minute to get all of this striping detail on, but you guys, you know I love my striping detail. So right now we're going to get ready to apply our decal, and like I said, I got this from the new PDB pike, and what I'm going to do is just trim it off It was just a freebie included in the pack. And it's a clear cast, so the clear won't show, hopefully. So I'm gonna trim this really, really close just in case, because I did not apply a clear coat on here just to make it shiny, just in case some of this shows through on a dull surface, because this is sanded. So let me cut this really, really close, and then we'll be back to apply the decal. All right, makers, so I just took my time and just cut the decal really, really close, because normally when you're applying a clear cast decal, you want to make sure you're applying it on a clear surface. However, I forgot that step. So we're just going to apply this decal here in the center. I'm just going to slant it a little bit just to give it some fun looking detail. Y'all, look how cute it is. Oh, and I just realized that you can find this decal on the Gracefully created website. That's where it is. But however, I did get it in my PDB glitter pack. Y'all ain't cute. All right, so to finish up this tumbler, I am going to add 2 thin coats of epoxy, and I will add like a epoxy additive just to make the decal a little shiny, and we'll be on to finishing up our March tumbler. Welcome back, makers. Welcome back. We are done with our tumbler. Oh my God, look at those greens. Look at those golds. Oh my God, look at that cute little decal, So you makers, I think my favorite technique in creating this tumbler was, of course, using the UV resin technique to apply the green glitter. Y'all, that is such a time saver. So if you're not using that technique, definitely give it a try. So once again, all the products that I use in creating this tumbler will be listed in link below. And of course, if you have questions as to how I created this tumbler, I would definitely get back to those questions as soon as possible. I enjoy each and every comment, so do not be afraid to ask those questions, because I will reply. So once again, makers, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and this, I don't know, all these greens and these golds. It's just giving me all the vibes of the Mardi Gras vibes. It's just my favorite season. Of course, here in El Paso, I'm not a fan of the windy season, but everything else, y'all, I'm for it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Once again, makers, I am ending my video with a quote for today's video. It is, look for something positive in each day. So you guys, I hope you find motivation in that quote. I know I do as well. So until the next video, I hope you guys stay blessed, and most of all, continue creating. And once again, I'm going to say it one more time. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed today's tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. It definitely helps my channel out. So you guys, I think that is enough for me. I am so excited to see you in my next video. But until then, stay blessed.